So she's patented and developed. They've spent quite a bit of money over the last 4, 5, 6 years, creating this product that instead of having a propeller in creating energy, she's created an impeller in a pipe that enables as long as liquid flows through that pipe, it moves the impeller, and then on the outside of that pipe, she's got coils, and it creates energy. So whenever you've actually got a liquid flowing through something, through a pipe, it's creating energy, and that's what Spinergy is. It spins an impeller within a tube that creates electricity from a cube outside. How have I done, Lucille?
Not too bad. So
do you want to share more?
No, that's pretty good description. So I must not take the credit for it. I've just done some management of people who are geniuses, literally, in physics and in hydrology and hydraulics. So the description is pretty good. The impeller is within a pipe. It's scalable. So our smallest is 20 millimeters. It's the smallest generator on the planet, and it can go into smart meters, and then it's scalable. So at the moment we have pre-production models of 100 millimeters, but that can go up and up. And the impeller sits within the pipe. As Ivan said, there are coils on the outside. Sounds simple, but there's an incredible amount of complexity in the design and development. There are other people who generate power in a similar way, but they have the generator usually sits separate, and it's usually at the end of a shaft. And where you have shafts, you have seals. Where you have seals, you have problems. And you have something go wrong and the shaft will buckle and so on. This is an all-in-one inclusive, and it does not require a specialist to install it. So a semi-skilled technician. So we've designed it with developing nations in mind. So it doesn't have to be in the hands of engineers. And it can be used in a run of river. It can be used in existing pipelines, in infrastructure, dams, reservoirs, anywhere where you've got flowing, and that's the hydro Spinergy, but it doesn't have to be water. Anywhere there's oil or gas or air, anything that's moving will spin the impellers, and the impellers will excite the stator coils, and that's what generates the electricity. So at smallest
it's like hydroelectricity taken to another level.
Yeah, at the smallest level, it'll drive telemetry. So that means your acoustic devices, etc., can be powered anywhere and everywhere. And at the largest level, it will work as a pressure valve and generate massive amounts of electricity as the water's coming down the mountain or the hills, etc.
Send a whole bunch to Greenland.
Interesting to have a presentation on that, or maybe something that might say, here's some breakthrough ideas. That might be, Lucy, maybe we can be in contact before, but we do a number of presentations with the slideshows where we're always showing here's like some startups or some new ideas, new technology. Yep. And that just sounds brilliant. And something that breaks people's mind about where energy comes from. Like they know solar, they know windmills, like think of all the liquids going through pipes. What can we do with that?
Exactly. And not just
liquids. I'd love to learn more.
And not just going through pipes. And when we have, in factories, in houses, you have the spinning things that take the hot air out of your roof.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Takes the
chillers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can put a Spinergy into every one of those. So every time either the wind is blowing or the convection currents are going out of the top of the house to cool the house, that can be generating electricity back into the house. Every time rain falls and goes down the downpipe, there can be a Spinergy unit capturing that electricity, feeding into your vehicles, feeding into whatever. Think about urban, high-rise urban. How much fluid drops? Think about that. Every time somebody turns on the tap, turns on the dishwasher, flushes the toilet, in a high-rise, fluid is dropping. As that fluid drops, it can generate power to offset the power bill of that.
Are these in use
high-rise.
now?
No, these are waiting for the, all the prototypes are all in use, and all the testing's been done. And we're waiting for some investment to go to full commercialization.
And how much are you looking for? How much are you looking for, Lucille?
In the first instance, so it goes 2 plus 18 plus 24, and the 24 at the end is for oil and gas, because there's a lot of extra tricky stuff when you start to get with explosive fluids and
Exactly.
gases.
So you're looking for 2 million, 18 million, 24 million.
Yep.
So in total, you'll have an investment of $44 million.
Correct.
Got it.
I could actually charge my car by peeing into a tube.
Say again.
I could actually charge my car by peeing into a tube.
Exactly right.
I like that.
But then it's got to, your pee needs to be super powerful. You got to have like some seriously. Paul, what do you think of that as a scientist?
Well, there were a lot of energy sources I looked at. This was not. I have to admit, I'm kind of fading.
Well, the leading hydrologists in this world, in France, in Canada, in the US, and in South Australia, have all said, and in utilities, I wished I'd thought of that.
Oh well. Anyway, good luck with it. What we'll do is we'll have a session on it, and maybe bring people to the table, and we can actually do a we can have a separate forum just on that, where you'll give the fire start and we'll go into think tanks, which is great.
And Spinergy's been invited to join Race 2030. So if you don't know what that is, if you look up www.racefor2030, you'll find it.
Okay,
great. All the big utilities are there, and all the university and institutions of higher learning, research organizations.
Great. Maybe you can actually work with
about Bill Gates and just like a ton of other big names that we'd recognize are doing something called Breakthrough Energy Ventures. They have $1.5 billion venture fund looking for new kinds of energy solutions. And they also show online what are all the things they're funding now. So it's really interesting to see what the new breakthroughs they are that they're putting money into, but that could be interesting as well. So it's Elon Musk, it's Richard Branson, it's all kinds of names I've heard of, and a lot of names from other countries of people I haven't heard of.
Yes.
Sounds great. Anyway, I'm going to connect Lisa with. I'm going to connect you with Lucille. And if whoever wants to be connected with anyone, just let me know. Message me, and I'll refer you to the relevant people. And if you can make money out of it, just remember you owe me a lunch anywhere in the world.